There it is, the full 2024 New York Jets schedule. We knew the who, we knew the where, and now we know the when. Welcome to another Jets Overtime special. Our schedule release is presented by JetBlue. Ethan Greenberg joined alongside Eric Allen and Quincy Anunwa. Taking a look at the full schedule here, guys. The Jets are featured in a franchise record 6 primetime games, EA.
The National Football League is all in on the New York Jets in 2024. They think this team is going to be a contender. You're talking about a team that opens the season with 6 primetime games out of the first 11 before a Week 12 bye. And oh, by the way, they're going across the pond to boot to play the Minnesota Vikings as well. So that's 7 standalone games of the first 11. Quincy, I've never seen anything like it.
Never at all, but I'm going to have to rain down on the parade just a little bit, right? I think it's exciting, but I think we also got to kind of be a little bit realistic here, right? We had a lot of primetime games last year and we didn't show up. So this year, the Jets really have a prove-it year. We got primetime games, but let's not think about that. Let's just think about it 1 week at a time, settle into the season. Let's get excited, but not too excited because, you know, we want to make it to the Super Bowl.
But you think about the Jets in the first 11 games before the bye in Week 12. The Jets, Quincy, do not have 2 consecutive weeks with the same number of days between games. So how challenging is that from a player's perspective, going from long weeks to short weeks and long weeks to short weeks?
Oh, it's really challenging. I mean, you look at your week and you anchor things, right? Okay, I'm going to get a massage here. I'm going to go do my grocery shopping here. I need to take the kids to school here, right? Now you don't have that. Now you got to figure out, okay, well, how's my week looking? I want to know what I'm doing. I want to have some consistency. And when every week looks different, it makes it a lot more challenging.
Speaking of flow, it's very interesting because 3 games in 10 days to start the season. Monday Night Football against the 49ers, short week against Tennessee, and then your home opener comes in Week 3, and that's Thursday Night Football against the Patriots.
It's kind of interesting, though. The Jets' strength of schedule, it gradually increases as the season goes on. Weeks 1 through 5, the teams the Jets play have a combined record in 2023, 37 and 48. The middle 6, that record is 48 and 54, and the final 6, the record is 61 and 41. Does this play well for the Jets in terms of how this laid out?
Well, I don't want to get ahead of myself because Quincy's not going to let me, but the Jets have, right now, on paper, one of the best constructed rosters in the National Football League. And when you look after that 49ers game, which might be their most difficult game overall on paper in 2024, you're playing against a Tennessee team who is a first-year head coach. Then that follows up with a game against the Patriots and a first-year head coach in Gerard Mayo. So there's a lot of uncertainty with some of the teams on the Jets' early season schedule.
And the 2024 Jets schedule presented by JetBlue, we know it's here from now until May 20th. Visa card holders can purchase tickets before they go on sale to the public. Lock in your seats at nyjets.com/tickets. Terms and conditions do apply. Here's tonight's trivia question, which we'll reveal later on in the show. When was the last time the Jets opened up back-to-back seasons in primetime games, excluding this season and last season? Stay tuned. Coming up next, Caroline Hendershot joined by Sauce Gardner breaking down the schedule.
The Jets' 2024 schedule is brought to you by JetBlue. JetBlue, the official airline of the New York Jets.
Number 1, cornerback, Sauce Gardner.
All right, Sauce, you got a lot of experience last year with some primetime games. There's 6 primetime games this season. How do you feel in your preparation that you're ready for these 6 primetime games?
Man, we always ready. You know, when we in that team room, you know, we don't do too much. You know, when it's a primetime game, we always gonna be ourselves. We always gonna have the same identity. You know, we're not gonna change anything just because it's primetime. But you know, it's great to be able to have those primetime games. You know, a lot of people expecting a lot out of us. We expect a lot out of ourselves, but you know, also it's primetime. Everybody gonna be watching, so. You know, we love to have those type of games. I know I love to have those type of games, you know, because it's going to be competitive, and I'm a competitor.
What do you think about the season opener being Monday Night Football in San Francisco against the 49ers?
I don't know. I just felt that's who our opponent was going to be. San Fran, you know, when I seen them on our schedule, I actually got it right.
You did.
49ers.
49ers.
it's great, being able to go to San Fran, play against those guys, a great team. They got those guys, Debo, Ayuk, Purdy at quarterback, Christian McCaffrey, Trent Williams, all those guys, and, the defense, Fred, Travarius Ward, it's going to be a great game,
And then the home opener is going to be a Thursday night football game against the Patriots. What do you think that atmosphere at MetLife is going to feel like?
It's going to be great. They're in our division, a well-coached team. I'm looking forward to it. They had a pretty good draft. Got some pretty cool guys over there as well, so yeah.
Okay, and then week 5, the Jets are flying across the pond, going to London to take on the Vikings. How do longer flights like that one kind of go into how you prepare for games?
Man, you got to prepare much more. You're going to be in London, so you got to, account for the tax that it's going to have on your body, pre-game, post-game, whatever it is. So you got to do 2 times, have 2 times the hydration, 2 times the preparation and everything, It's going to be my first time going out the country, so I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to enjoying the experience, and competing with those guys, Justin, Addison, they got a pretty cool receiver group over there as well. So,
is there a game maybe that you're most excited for?
I'm excited to go against the Texans. They have a pretty good team. They got a great team, elite team. Stephon just went over there, he was in the division. He went to Houston, to be with CJ. CJ, a great quarterback, upcoming elite quarterback, Nico, Tank Dell, and then on the defense side, Stingley. They got some great guys over there, so looking forward to that.
Now, you mentioned it briefly, but there have been a lot of moves in the AFC East this offseason. What do you think of the new landscape in the AFC East?
Man, it's looking great. I just seen yesterday or the day before the Bills just got MVS. It's a lot of pretty cool changes. That's great.
And then you have someone like OBJ down with the Dolphins.
I didn't even mention that. That's my guy right there. Yeah. Odell, he always in Miami anyway, so it made sense. I knew he was going there. He told me like a month before he even signed, so I knew he was going to Miami. So that's great for him.
And then when you look at your own team, specifically the defense, what do you think of the moves that were made in this offseason to bolster the defense?
We got Hassan Reddick, who was an elite pass rusher, and he dominates in the run game as well. So you're a cornerback and you get one of those type of guys, you're just very excited because, that's one less second you have to cover having a guy like that. We had a few other guys that we brought in on the defense side of the ball. Our offense had a pretty good draft, you know what I'm saying? Getting Olu, Corley at receiver, Braylon Allen, him from Wisconsin. My Cincinnati coaching staff went to Wisconsin, so they coached him. They excited that he's here, So I'm looking forward to the season with my new teammates.
Awesome. Thanks for the time, Sauce. We appreciate it.
You already know. Appreciate it.
We know the Jets have 6 primetime games, but stay tuned because we caught up with one of the NFL schedule makers to find out why the league wants the Jets in the national spotlight. Plus, I put Quincy Enunwa and Eric Allen on the hot seat for their instant analysis.
Welcome to an electrified MetLife Stadium. That's a Jet touchdown! Garrett Wilson! Touchdown! This game is over!
The defense, the special team, and what about the fans here at MetLife? Unbelievable.
Let's take a look at the primetime games, starting with Week 1 at San Francisco on Monday Night Football and wrapping up with Indianapolis coming to MetLife in Week 11. Certainly lots of interest surrounding the New York Jets, and for more on the league's schedule process, let's hear from Mike North, who's the Vice President of Broadcast Planning at the NFL.
Yeah, look, this time last year, they were the story of the offseason, you can make a case, and what's really changed? I know the quarterback's a year older and coming off a major injury, but certainly well rested, and it seems to us like the team only got better. So if we were all in last year, I think we're all in again. And it's not even us, right? It's the fans. What do the fans care about? What are they most interested in seeing? And I think if you talk to most fans, and certainly as we talk to our media partners, one of the key storylines of the year clearly is, the Aaron Rodgers experience that we got robbed of last year, man. Nobody saw, only 4 plays coming from last season. So I feel like we're, just kind of run it back. 12 months ago, we were all in. I'm not sure really what's changed. So to the extent that, the Jets think they're going to be good, the last time we saw this guy play quarterback, he was playing at an MVP level. I think it's safe to say we are bullish. If not on the Jets' playoff chances, certainly on the fan interest in, Aaron Rodgers, certainly through the first, let's call it 8 or 9 weeks of the season.
Guys, it's time for the hurry up offense, which means we have 2 minutes on the clock, alternating questions if you guys are ready to go.
Let's do it, baby.
We're ready.
EA, we'll start with you. What is the most challenging stretch for the New York Jets?
Weeks 5 through 7, I think it could be tricky playing the Vikings across the pond in London. Then you come back, you play the Buffalo Bills, a team that has owned the AFC East the last 4 years. That's going to be an emotional Monday night game. And then that's followed up by a short week. You're going to go to Pittsburgh and the Steelers. Every year under Mike Tomlin, that team contends.
On the flip side, Q, what is the most advantageous stretch for the Jets?
I think it makes sense that it comes before that stretch, and it's the only 2 weeks where you have a back-to-back home game. The Patriots that first week, Belichick-less Patriots, then followed by the Broncos with the question mark at quarterback.
Do you know, or do you like rather where the bye week is?
I do, because you have those 6 primetime games. You're also going across the pond and playing in London. That's 7 standalone games. You got to take a breath and get ready for a December stretch run.
Speaking of primetime games, Quincy, which one is the one you're looking forward to the most?
That California dreaming, baby. I can't wait for that one. That's a Super Bowl team. Yep. That's a great first test coming out the gate. You're excited for that.
So I knew Quincy was going to go there, or I had a feeling, should I say, which leads me to this. Which atmosphere, not in week 1, is going to be the best?
Man,
a road game specifically.
I do think Pittsburgh on the Sunday night is going to be crazy.
Fun.
That place is going to be electric, bottom line. So let's see if Aaron Rodgers can quiet the crowd.
Okay, 35 seconds or so left. Which opponent is the most underrated on the Jets schedule?
I kind of like what Tennessee did in the offseason with the receiver position, so I'm excited to see what that looks like. They might be a little underrated.
Of course he's talking about the receivers.
Of course, naturally. California, receivers, 22 seconds left. The most exciting position matchup, any opponent, any game this year.
Well, TJ Watt versus the remodeled Jets offensive line. That's a runner-up. I'm going Justin Jefferson versus Sauce Gardner.
Yeah, that's a good one. 8 seconds left. Best road game for a fan, Quincy.
Got to be Buffalo at the end of the season. I love those games, and that's going to be a tough one. Who's going to make it to the playoffs?
Okay, you got in right before the buzzer. I will say, I just want to know your answer, too.
I like the Buffalo answer, but I'm taking Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, okay. I'd like that as well. There's a lot of good options here. And you got to stick around, because coming up next, let's see how well some of the Jets players do at constructing puzzles.
The Jets 2024 schedule is brought to you by JetBlue. JetBlue, the official airline of the New York Jets.
Welcome back to our Jets Overtime Special. The schedule release is presented by JetBlue. So we asked you earlier, when was the last time the Jets opened up back-to-back seasons in primetime games? Not this season or last. The answer is 2010 and 2011. Of course, the Jets hosted the Ravens on Sunday Night Football, the first ever game at MetLife Stadium in 2010, then hosted the Cowboys the following year on Sunday night in a thrilling win on the 10-year anniversary of 9/11. It's time for what everyone's been waiting for. Quincy Enunwa's 2024 schedule prediction. First 9 games of the season, Q. You have the Jets going 6-3.
Yeah, so listen. Everybody's going to be upset about a loss, but I'm giving these guys some hard-fought wins in this one. So the first one is a loss, right? The 49ers, that's the Super Bowl team. I imagine that the Jets are going to take some time to get better and really gel as a team. But then I got them going with the Titans with a win, the Patriots with a win, Broncos with a win, and Vikings with a win. Those are some teams that have some shaky rosters. They kind of have some new coaches, new quarterbacks. There's a lot of uncertainty there. I think they can get those wins and have some confidence going into that Bills game, where I give them a loss against against Josh Allen, then a loss against the Steelers, but then they follow that up with a win against the Patriots and a win against the Texans. And Texans are a tough team on Thursday Night Football. I think if they can get that win, that'll be a great confidence booster going into the second half of the season.
Watch out for the Jets if they go to San Francisco and take down the 49ers, because I could easily see an early season run, bottom line. And I don't think the Jets will lose back-to-back in that situation with Buffalo Monday night and then at Pittsburgh.
I will say that is a tough stretch, though, going from London to Monday night to Sunday night. And then, of course, like, I think if you're a fan watching this, you could see, like, maybe, Quincy, how difficult was it Steelers and Texans trying to figure out a win-loss with those teams?
Yeah, that's probably one of the hardest things there, but I think I really want them to get that Texans. When they beat them last year, they have an idea of how to beat that team. Right now, listen, obviously they didn't have all their playmakers, but I think even with more playmakers this year, this Jets defense just always shows up, and that's it. And with a great offense, it's a great combination.
They hammered the Texans at home last year, 36,
Yes, sir.
and they've beaten Buffalo 2 straight times at MetLife.
So Quincy has the Jets 6-3 through the first 9 weeks of the season. In the final 9 weeks of the season, 8 games, you have the Jets going 6-2 for an overall record of 12-5.
Yeah, so they're going to get those first 3 wins with a nice bye in between, then a loss to the Dolphins. But I have them splitting that loss to the Dolphins, right? So you got Dolphins loss first and then ending it with the win, as well as a win against the Bills. The only other loss I have is the Rams, and that's a playoff team. So I think that it's going to be a little bit of a challenge for this team, but I see them doing really well in that second half and carrying themselves to the playoffs.
I think if you win 12 games in this year's AFC East, you will win the division. And in fact, you might put yourself in positions to be the #1 seed in the AFC. The great thing, if you're a Jets fan and you look at this schedule, you say, every one of those 17 games are winnable. That doesn't mean the Jets are going 17-0.
Right.
That means that they've set themselves up to do something special in 2024.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have tonight on the Jets Overtime Special presented by JetBlue. But to close things out, here's a piece of the schedule release.
About 75% of this puzzle.
Wow, bruh. I've been handing you the pieces, though.
In 3, 2, 1,
go.
I told you I'm foul this puzzle, bro. It's the bottom one.
Bro, y'all ain't even did nothing. What is it?
Nope. It can't be right.
Done. Look.
A whole week 15 over here. That's 14, so this gotta be 15 some type of way. Cause I don't never think I did a puzzle before. You gotta remember we played these teams twice too, so it might be somewhere else up there. Swerve. Look, I can feel it. Yo, we already got week 1 out of the way.
So I can say you the reason we lost, right?
Oh man. Week 2?
Y'all talking about week 2, we on week 17.
Man, hold on. Y'all already got y'all? Yeah. He got it. It's okay. We finna win now for sure. Right. No. That's not it. Yeah, I told you.
Like, I'm highly disappointed.
Watch this one, though. Watch this one, yeah. I'm finna kill you with this one.
Nah, I ain't gonna do that.
Bro, you taking our stuff? That's an automatic DQ, ain't it?
Thank you.
Oh, you done took the paper. Ain't no way. Hey, man. But they get to keep that paper. We moving too fast, boy. Bro, take some accountability for your actions.
I've been snapping on this puzzle. Bro, go look at what they got going and try to...
It's on exactly on that paper.
Boy, you better lose it.
I'll take the blame for this one.
I know.
How dare you?
As y'all can see, I'm over here carrying right now. As y'all can see.
I'm over here contributing. You feel what I'm saying? Cause I didn't say I was good at puzzles. I just wanted you to be my partner. Maybe you was good at puzzles. You feel what I'm saying? And I was just gonna be the guy to hand it to it.
Now we just plug it in. Nah, at this point, we could just flick them in the air and hope they stick.
We done. Actually, do you want to put this in here? I'm almost there. You know what I do? Look, you feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure. Right here, I'm gonna finish the job. Right here. That's why I need the paper, cause I'm gonna put it right on the paper.
It's like, nah.